Guys, all muscle back again on this project. This is Project C4. This is the yellow Corvette that I did the extraction out of. We've got the engine and trans completely taken out of this car. Also the main engine wiring harness completely removed. And currently we're working on the interior. We're doing an interior swap. So basically I've got all the interior in here tore down and stripped, including the dash. The dash on these cars is a lot of fun. Anyways, this is what it looks like. I basically had to take the dash out, and I took it out with the wiring for the doors. So the doors wiring basically got taken out and put inside the car on both sides, put inside the car. And also integrated with that was the center console wiring. Put all that in one section, and then when the dash starts to come off, I basically wrap the wiring over the dash and pull it out. It was one piece. So that's going on there. Got the carpeting out here. We're going to select the better carpeting of the two. They're both nice. And then this car also tore down to the same point. And what we're doing right now is just cleaning the underside of the car. This guy was a smoker, and we're going to get every bit, every nook and cranny that we can to get all the smoke smell out of here. So we're cleaning underneath the carpet at this point. Then we'll lay our padding down. Then we'll lay our carpet in, of course, and then we'll work on the dash. Once I get the dash in, I'll rerun all the wiring to the doors. Oh, one more thing I also forgot. The wiring actually travels up this pillar here, and then across where the sun visors are, all the way across to the mirror, and then to the other visor, and that also has to come off as one. We took it all off as one unit. Let me see if I got it laying out over here. Let me see if I can show you what we got. There it is. So this is what's going to look like. I took it out here as a complete assembly. As you can see, this is the wiring to the doors all the way out, all the way out to the actuators. And I removed them pretty carefully as to not destroy any of these butterfly clips, so that it'll just clip all back into place. So that's looking pretty healthy, pretty sexy here. As far as doing this job, it's pretty time consuming, and it's actually very tedious work. Here's the center console. If you follow that, that's all for the center console, and it comes all the way back to the module that's behind the rear seat. I believe that's the radio antenna or the radio amplifier. I'm not sure exactly which one that is, but it goes right behind the rear seat and the little cubby. And then this here is the wiring for the visors and the rear view mirror. And as you can see, every single one of these butterfly clips, or whatever type of clips you want to call them, was taken apart one at a time, and I don't think I ruined maybe one, and that might have been just in an impossible place to get to. This is the other wiring for the door, passenger door. As you can see, the grommet comes out. This is a little tricky here. You got to finagle that out. Anyways, this is a pretty tedious job. These dashes are by no means easy to take out. It's very tricky. I can have a Mustang dash out in 30 minutes. This whole car has to come apart to get this dash out. I mean, the center console has to get removed. All the pillar stuff has to get removed. You have to take off the top to get to the pillars. I'm sorry, you have to take out the top to get to the sun visors. The sun visors have to come off. These side pillars have to come off. Obviously the door wiring we talked about, that has to come off. Your center console and all your center console trim has to come off. The side carpeting has to come off to get to the center console. I mean, this whole car has to basically be tore down to get this dash out, and I think that's pretty damn ridiculous. They should have designed that a little bit better, a little more modular. But this is probably an era where they didn't do that yet. You know, this car came out actually originally in 1984, so you know, this is the 96, which is actually the same thing, but you know, a little more refined on the wiring, or you know, a little bit of things here that were you know, so-called, you know, upgraded or fixed, as you would say, you know, during the time period that they, you know, they were around. They would fix little bugs and issues like that, but essentially it's the same exact piece that came out in '84. So this is an old car, so we'll go ahead and leave it at that. But these cars are not fun to work on. Very tedious, very time consuming, and they do not like to come apart. I mean, every little piece that comes out, you really have to finesse it, because you know, just for example, you know, I've taken these out. These were already broken when I pulled them off, but I've put this piece back in. You can see it's cracked there. This piece is broken off here. These are just the interior speakers. You can see that there. I mean, a lot of the parts on this car are do exactly this. You know, from the dash pad to the light switch, to the pillar moldings, to the center console moldings. And a lot of the plastic on here is really brittle, and it's of a material that doesn't hold up at all. Doesn't wear good. So anyways, that's what we got. We're gonna get back to work on this. We're going with the full interior swap, and then I've got some parts coming for the LT4. Let me show you what that looks like real quick. There it is, the engine bay with the hole in it. And here's our ZF. This is a S6-40 ZF trans. A lot of people ask me if it's the T56 that comes in these cars. It is not the T56. And here's our LT4 unit. What I've got coming for it is I've got a new water pump. I've got a new distributor. I've got a new oil pan gasket coming. And then I've also got gaskets for the distributor seal, the water pump seal, and the lower crank pulley. I've got gaskets for all three of those, basically a timing chain cover kit. Also got a rear main seal coming and a new clutch coming. Actually, I already got the clutch in, and they've already sent that. It's just under there. When I get all the parts in and get them all together and start going to work on that, I'll go ahead and make a video on that separately, and I'll show you all the parts. I'm just going to basically go through and reseal the front end. I'm going to reseal the rear main seal, and then I'm going to do the water pump and distributor, which on this unit are actually perfectly fine. They just tend to go bad, and this one has 50,000 on it, so I'm going to just do that as a preventative. And that damn distributor is fairly pricey. It was close to $400, and I opted for the AC Delco. I didn't want to put any $60 trash one that you get on eBay. Also AC Delco pump. Again, those two are common items that go bad on these motors. I'm going to go ahead and take care of those while I can, because once it's in the car, those aren't going to be a fun job to do either. So there she is. Once I get the parts, like I said, I'll do a parts video, and I'll show you what I'm working with at that point. But anyways, this is it for now. We'll call it a day. Call it even on this video. You guys enjoy, have fun. Whatever you're working on. If you're working on one of these, I know you're having fun. Yeah, right. Not. I'll talk to you guys later.